Hello, my friends. It is Jen. Welcome to a long overdue creator update. But if you're new and this is your first time ever watching my channel, I am so excited that you are here. You have come at a great, exciting time in the life of my YouTube channel. I've been documenting this journey literally since month number 1. I don't know when my YouTube journey will end. I'm assuming it will end at one point, but it'll be interesting because we will have had this entire documentation, right? From my month 1 video when I barely knew what I was doing with editing. I barely knew how to use my own equipment, y'all. And I think I had 30 subscribers. It's a very big deal to me to be able to sit in front of you after 1 year and 3 months as a video creator and share the same way I have been sharing this entire time, right? My numbers, my frustrations, my struggles. And the only reason I do it is in the hope that it will encourage some of you on your journey. I want to start this like we always do with the numbers. So I've got to put my glasses on for that. Y'all know. Our subscriber count as of this filming is at 7,767. Our views since the time that I first, put up my first YouTube video, this blows me away, 784,583. I'm averaging about 70,000 views a month currently. So that would put me at the million mark. Gosh, if I'm doing 70,000, not too long before we would make it to the 1 million mark. Yeah. That's a big number and I'm really proud of that. My average view duration is staying steady at 7 minutes and 38 seconds, which by YouTube standards is pretty good. I am right around 60% and I would really like to push that number up. I realize 60% is actually very good, but I would be happier if it was like 70 or 80%. So I'm actively working on fixing that number. So that's one area of opportunity for me. And my ad revenue is, and I do like to share this with you guys. So, the numbers I just told you, I'm close to 8,000 subscribers. I'm averaging 70,000 views a month. I put up anywhere from 2 to 4 videos a week and my ad revenue hovers right around $400. So that's something for y'all to consider when you're looking at, especially those of you that are super excited to get monetized. If you hope that this is going to be an income stream for you, you really do need to be looking at other ways to monetize other than ad revenue. Now hear me, I am not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that I am not proud of nor thankful for, because I am very thankful for that $400 a month. It's a very big deal to me. But if that was all I was if that were all I was making, it would be a very low hourly number. Like, let's not even figure out what that would look like. So I do have some other ad revenue sources that I'm going to talk to you about those right now. Currently, I have several different revenue streams, and I think most successful creators will tell you that is how they're able to replace, eventually maybe even their full-time income. Right now, YouTube is part-time for me. I'm sort of semi-retired. My husband travels a lot, so I take care of everything here at home. I'm a dog mom. I'm actually a human mom too, but my kids are in college. So I try to keep my YouTube life to about 20 to 30 hours a week. I really don't want to have it be a 40-hour or more, job right now. But eventually I would obviously like that number to get bigger. My other income stream, I just recently joined Patreon. And for some of you, this may be a fantastic idea. I launched my Patreon page. I want to say it's been 2 months now. I have had great success over there, and it's not just the financial support that I get from my patrons, which is what they're called when they subscribe to your Patreon account. It is really the emotional support. Some of them just pay their monthly fee and I never hear from them, and that's totally fine. Others of them, they really have become what I call my board of directors. It's who I go to for advice. I will run things by them. I have started a podcast that is exclusive to them, and I'll talk about that in just a second. They really do get access a little bit more real time to me as a creator, but also to the direction that we're taking the channel. And I have some big changes coming that I'm not quite ready to talk about, but stay tuned for that they are really helping me through. If you are interested in checking out my Patreon page, I will definitely put that link down below. Moving on to kind of some new equipment. Hold on, where's my microphone? Hold on, I'm gonna show you my new baby. So this is my new baby. This is a Yeti Pro. Isn't she beautiful? When I started podcasting, I really did need a microphone that would work for podcasting. I'm loving the way my voice sounds on this microphone. And it was $129, I believe, and worth every penny. Especially because of just what I'm able to do with it that I didn't really know how to do before is huge. Now that leads me to my second piece of technology that I'm hoping to purchase probably even tomorrow, and that is a new camera that has an external mic port. The microphone on the Mark G7X is okay. It's a little echoey in here, and I haven't been happy with it for a while. So my plan is to get a camera that is just for filming when I'm more in studio. Wink, wink, in studio, otherwise known as in my basement in my suburban house north of Atlanta. And then you still use my Canon Mark G7X in the parks because I like that it is, easy to carry around. It's low profile. It doesn't draw a lot of attention. But down here when I'm filming, I would like to have the option of that external microphone. And also the Canon M50 has a little bit better autofocus. The Canon Mark G7X has some focusing issues that I'm sure you have noticed if you've watched any of my vlogs. And it's not horrible, but it can be kind of frustrating when you're trying to capture a moment or you're trying to, talk with another person and it's just not quite capturing that image. So starting to branch out very baby steps in my camera life. So that is really awesome. And because of the revenue that I'm receiving now from my patrons, I feel like I can invest in some new equipment for my business. And then my final revenue stream are the vendors that I work with, the brands that I work with, which right now is limited to DVC by resale, but I do have a couple of other companies that I'm talking to. Again, just like with Amazon, for me personally, I am not going to work with a brand that I have not used. Actually, there's two brands I work with, DVC by resale and also Orlando Transportation by Mike. I'm not going to recommend them to my subscribers unless I know that it is a quality organization that is going to do right by them. I don't care how much money they pay me. That is just who I am, as I have to be able to sleep at night and my personal integrity. Because remember, your viewers are trusting you. The whole reason they are buying that thing that you're telling them to buy is because they are assuming that you've got their back. So, make sure you've got their back. Overall, I'm really happy with the growth. Of course, I always want it to be more. And that's just the way of the world, right? You always want to go to the next level. And in that vein, that is why I ended up doing a channel audit with a company for $150. He spent an hour with me. He had watched a lot of my channel before we spent time together, and he gave me some really good insights that I would not have had otherwise. However, he was harsh, and I want to close out our time today talking about how we take feedback. And the pejorative term for feedback, of course, being criticism. We all have had criticism. We've had it from viewers who will make a comment. Did you hear Walter just sneezed? We've had it from, maybe someone that we trust who saw something that they didn't like in one of our videos. In this case, I was actually hiring this person to critique my channel. He clearly did not go to the Carnegie Mellon School of How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay, let me just tell you that right now. First of all, I worked with creatives for years. We're very sensitive. You need to start out with some positives. There was none of that. He used a few words that I could have done without, like amateurish, like middle-aged. By the way, I can call myself middle-aged, but you are not allowed to call me middle-aged. Everyone in the world, just know that. He said he hated my music choices. He thought they were horrible, which you guys know I really pride myself on my music choices. After I hung up the phone with him, I kind of felt like I'd been beaten with a wet noodle. I was like, okay, that was horrible. And I really had to sit down and process through what he had shared with me. And the reality was, some of the things he shared, I could just completely discard. Some of them were just not valid, and they would, if I changed the thing, like my music, I would not be being true to who I am, so that crumple up, throw away. Some of the things were partly true, right? Like he made some comments about editing that I did see where he was going with that. He encouraged me to actually spend a little bit more time in my editing, and I heard what he had to say. I felt like that was valuable. And then a few of the things that he said, and I'll be sharing more of these things with you guys, I hope, in the upcoming months, were actually really brilliant because they were things about the YouTube algorithm and direction of the channel. He said, where do you see the channel in 5 years? And that really forced me to be super, reflective. Do I still want to be vlogging about Disney in 5 years? Do I still want to be vlogging in 5 years? Like, kind of, what is my direction? And, that's a pretty basic question for a consultant, but it really did cause me to take stock and make some pretty drastic changes that I will be announcing soon, that I think are going to be really good for the channel overall. They're going to be a lot of work for me. It's kind of one of those things where you have to kind of take a step back in order to move forward. I don't regret the phone call. But what I will say is that criticism is always hard. Most of us, if we are creative artists, we are sensitive souls and we don't necessarily take that kind of thing well. But I think there's a lot of wisdom in feedback. Now, whether you have a friend that also has a channel, maybe you guys want to give each other feedback. Maybe you know someone that isn't even in YouTube at all that you want to say, hey, would you watch 3 or 4 of my videos and be brutally honest with me about what you see? Getting someone from outside of the creator circle might be a really good call. There are ways to do this that don't cost money, but if you've never done that, if you've never opened yourself up to feedback, I encourage that you do it. That person is not inside your head, and this is a creative process, so you do get to do what you want to do, right? It's your baby, you do what you want. But sometimes having that outside point of view can show you things that you would not have seen otherwise. So that's just something I would really encourage you to do. I'm not going to give you the name of the company that YouTube or that TubeBuddy recommended because, quite honestly, I have pretty thick skin, even though I'm sensitive because I've worked on it for years. I would be fearful of what he would say to someone that didn't have thick skin. So I'm not going to do that. I think his bedside manner needs some work, and I plan on writing him a feedback email of my own. But there are a lot of companies out there that do that, and if you have the funds to do it, I think it can be super helpful. And even if you do it when your channel is really small, it can save you a lot of time in maybe going down a wrong path or help you to fine-tune your skill set to where you're moving in the correct direction in order to be the best that you can be on YouTube. Okay, that's it for today. One of the things he said is my videos were too long, and sometimes I agree with that and sometimes I don't because I have a lot of words and jazz hands. Thanks for being here today, you guys. What's going on your YouTube journey? What I would love for you to put in the comments below is what's your biggest challenge right now on YouTube? And maybe next month what I can do is pull those up and we can start going through your biggest challenge on this amazing platform where we get to spend our time and have our voice be heard. Happy influencing, happy video creation. I hope you're well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.